Welcome to the free lesson for inversions in the key of C. Let's start with a scale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 notes in our scale before you get to the next C. Up or down. You can think of them in numbers, and for this you need to go to the free lesson for the Nashville number system, which is very handy to think of things in numbers. If we're in the key of C, C becomes the 1. 2, 3, 4 becomes the F. The G becomes the 5. So we're going to be talking about 1s, 4s and 5s in the key of C. This is a C triad in the root position. 3 different ways to play this chord. This is the first and possibly the simplest, although none of them are very difficult. If you want to play C, in the next inversion, in the first inversion, you take that bottom C note and move it up top. And you've got the first inversion of C. If you want to play the second inversion of C, take that bottom E, move it up top, and you've got the second inversion and the third way to play the C chord. 1, 3, 2, 1. Now the beautiful thing about the key of C is that hold that shape, move it up 4 notes, and you've got an F major chord. Move it up 1 more note and you've got a G major chord. Same shape. Same shape. Now this works in all 3 shapes. Take the bottom C, move it up top, come up 4 notes. 1, 2, 3. You've got an F. You have an F major in the first position. Move it up 1 more, you have a G major in the first position. Let's go to a C in the second position. Move it up to F in the second position, and 1 more note to G in the second position without changing shapes. That's the beautiful thing about this key. So now you're going to have 3 different ways to play a C, to play an F, to play a G, and to be able to travel between them. Now what do I mean by that? For instance, if I want to travel from C to F, that's a long way and very ugly on the ear to make that jump. So what I do is I dig out the nearest F chord. In this case, if I'm in the root of C, nearest F chord, I raise my top 2 fingers and I've got an F chord. I drop those 2 fingers again and I'm back to C. Let's talk about it in the first inversion. Dig out the nearest F chord. We're on C now. I raise my bottom 2 fingers this time and I've got an F chord in the root position. Back to C. Let's get to C, the second position. Dig out the nearest F. I move my 2 outside fingers and I've got an F in the first position. Move the 2 outside fingers back and I'm back to C. So that you can see it's easy to start moving C to F without moving your hand. And this is also going to apply somewhat magically to G, because these are the same shapes. Now there will be a separate lesson on G, but just while we're here, you can see that the G to C movement, in other words, if we're in the key of G, 1, 2, 3, 4, C becomes the 4 chord now, and that's the friendly movement. G to C. It's the same movement as F to C, and that's going to happen in each inversion. G to C to G. Move it up one inversion. G to C to G. Move it up one inversion. G. Dig out the C. And it's the same shapes as moving from C to F. So you don't have to retrain any muscle memory, because that's what's going to be happening, the same shapes. So you've virtually got a couple of keys going there for the price of one. That's inversions in the key of C.